Titans in with us this morning. Greg, age 44, Tom Brady, top 10. What say you?
I say the way he's playing, he's top 10.
Top 10. We're going to have quite a debate today. There it
Greg,
is.
you and I agree. Top 10. Top 10, they go all the way to 10.
But just barely. We'll get to all that, but we got to start with some Jags Saints last night. Nothing like a little competition to get the juices flowing. Taysom versus Jameis. An advantage, Jameis Winston last night. He completed 9 of 10 passes with 2 long touchdown throws. Taysom got out there, started slow, got sacked a couple of times, but did finish 11 for 20 with a touchdown. No rushing attempts to report. So it would appear that Jameis has taken the lead in this quarterback battle. But head coach Sean Payton still not ready to name a starter. Take a listen.
We'll see. I'll keep you posted.
For me, like in general, like is this a...
Yeah, I don't have a time frame though. I'll give you like when we know what direction we're going. We'll let you guys know, and we're not going to, try to anticipate saying, hey, it's going to be midweek or next week. Yeah, I mean that's I think the best way for us to handle it, and it's kind of how we've always handled something like this.
The old non-starter starter. Nick, start with you. Did Jameis prove that he is actually the Saints starter after what you saw last night?
Well, I hate to start a show by stealing a phrase from a person who stole the phrase from someone else. But to quote Chris Broussard quoting Kenny Smith, it's over. It's over, America. This quarterback competition that never should have been an actual competition is over. Jameis Winston is the starting quarterback. And the reason I know it is because Jameis Winston is the only quarterback. Taysom Hill is a lot of things. Moderately handsome man. Very successful in his early 30s. Useful to have on your football team. A quarterback, however, he is not. And last night did demonstrate that while Jameis obviously has limitations, and those limitations relate to turning the football over, either via fumble or interception in his career, he is a quarterback. He won a Heisman Trophy playing quarterback, a national championship playing quarterback, and was a #1 overall pick as a quarterback. So I understand Sean Payton's ego can get in the way of things at times, and his ego dictates he wants it to be Taysom Hill. But Greg, it is now not even a discussion. Jameis made things very easy for him last night, playing as well as he did, and with Taysom particularly early playing as poorly as he did. Jameis has to be the quarterback of the New Orleans Saints.
You're absolutely right. This is a no contest, in my opinion. When you look at their roster, where does players best suit the team? Well, for Jameis Winston, it's at quarterback because that's the only position he can play. When you look at what Taysom Hill provides for you, his best assets, his best value to the team is not suited at quarterback. We've seen it on display. Sean Payton has used him in a variety of ways that has impacted games. That needs to be the constant. Now, I get it. They have a lot invested in Taysom Hill, so you don't want to just outright say he's not the guy. So you make sure it's going to possibly be a quarterback battle or a challenge, if you will, or competition. But look, Jameis Winston, he's had his woes, but he's had some great games in this league. The potential is there, and I know we hate using that word and we hate hearing it as athletes, but when you have that type of potential, and you can hone it in, and you get the right head coach, you get the right team around you. He had an opportunity to sit back and reflect and learn from Drew Brees all year last year. He has grasped a little something, and you can tell. I wouldn't have him leading any type of conversations as far as team preps and all that. That's not his deal. But playing quarterback, we see that is what he does great. He's poised. He can put you in every position. He can make every single throw. While Jameis Winston is the guy, Taysom Hill is the gadget guy. Let's just call it what it is.
That's right.
That's right. But Greg, you have to make the deal. If Jameis is starting, he is going to eat a few W's. That's just the way it is. It's just part. I don't know if it's in the contract, but he's going to lead the thing just like Drew Brees. He's going to eat W's. Nick, I want to get back to you about Sean Payton. Because I've heard you say this before. Yeah. You're like, Sean Payton discovered Taysom Hill. Sean Payton draws up all these gadget plays for Taysom Hill. He's invested in Taysom Hill. There's a certain ego to it. Don't you think the flip side could be true? That you're going up against Bruce Arians. Bruce Arians was like, can't win with this guy. He jettisons Jameis off. So now you can have your same sort of ego itch scratched if you can prove that you can not only win with Jameis, but beat Tom Brady with Jameis. Don't you think that that would soothe some of the ego portion of Sean Payton's decision-making?
I mean, I feel like if you're a Saints fan and you know Sean Payton, that's what you should be telling him. Like, nah, buddy, you're going to get a ton of credit for this, too. No, it's fine.
That's right.
But I just think, I think that he has looked at Taysom as, nobody believed in this guy. Anybody could have had him. Not only did I put him on the roster, not only did I let him return kicks and be in punt coverage and play running back and play wide receiver, he's going to be Drew Brees' heir apparent. And so much of this has been Emperor's New Clothes stuff. Do you remember the 3 hours that we thought Taysom Hill got a 4-year, $140 million contract? And then it was like, wait, what? And then it was like, no, actually, it's a 0-year, $0 million contract. It's just a weird thing they did with the cap to offset some of the numbers for this year. So the reason I bring that up is because it was all instantly voided years, that 4-140 could have been 4 for 14 or 4 for 1.4 billion. It all means the same, nothing. So there's a reason that they called it 4 years, 140, right in line with right beneath the Dak Prescott contract. Because they want to continue acting as if we call this guy a quarterback enough, if we treat him like a quarterback enough, if we put news stories out there like he's in a quarterback competition enough, he'll magically turn into a quarterback. And instead,
even at the expense
he's just
of winning?
Taysom Hill. Well, we'll see if it's at the expense of winning. Thus far, Jenna, I mean, it's the preseason. So, no, it's not at the expense of winning because who cares? But it is and the point, Greg, that you made is an important one. It's not only that Jameis is the better quarterback. It's that if Taysom is playing quarterback, Jameis is standing on the sidelines wearing a hat. If Jameis is playing quarterback, Taysom can be on the field helping you. And since you might not have Michael Thomas for a bulk of the year, with, still dating back to the injury he suffered when Sean Payton was trying to run things up on Bruce Arians and Tom Brady week 1 of last year, you're going to need, Callaway was awesome last night, but you're going to need all the playmakers you can find, and Taysom's good in those roles. So it's not only that Jameis is the better quarterback, it's that your skill position room gets better if Taysom's in that room instead of infiltrating the quarterback room.
You're 100% right. When you think about Sean Payton and what he does best, he puts guys in positions to where he has the advantage, the one-on-one matchups. Taysom Hill is a nightmare for defenses anywhere on the field other than quarterback. Anywhere on the field other than quarterback. And so when you think about the advantage that you have, it's not with Taysom Hill at quarterback. That does not mean you can't use him there. But I think a lot of this also has to do with just the psyche of athletes. So Taysom Hill wants to be labeled as a quarterback. And he has a head coach that is just as ego-driven and bullish as he is when it comes to this is a quarterback. So they are both set out to prove that he's a quarterback. But more importantly, I think Sean Payton understands I got to make sure I give this kid an opportunity. Why? Because if I don't, he's going to feel like I didn't live up to what I have told him behind closed doors. Look, I don't even need to know the conversations. I understand how it works. I'm going to give you're going to get your opportunity. Just sit and wait. Just sit. Just wait. Just wait. Now Drew Brees is gone. Here's your opportunity, but in comes Jameis Winston, and he's actually a real quarterback, and he's actually a pretty good quarterback with a great upside that we can't just turn away from. And so for me, as a former wide receiver, when I watch the film, I see a quarterback in Jameis Winston. We've all seen a quarterback every time Jameis Winston has been under center. The only issue with Jameis Winston was his decision-making, being smarter with the football everywhere on the field, in particular in the red zone. If Sean Payton can somehow, Wilds, you alluded to this, find a way to get Jameis Winston to reel back all those errant throws,